Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm going to look at this. This is The Last of the Mohicans from 1992, and this, before I get going, was sent to me through Amazon by Sean. So thank you, Sean, for once again giving me such a wonderful time with this film. It is one of those epic historical films that I just simply love. I do. Anyhow, let's get into it. It's 112 minutes long. Rotten Tomatoes give it 94%, which again reflects a very good opinion of this film, definitely. And the public as well absolutely love this film. I mean, it was made on a budget of $40 million and made $143 million. Wow, it really did deliver. It is a historical action drama. The screenplay is by Michael Mann. We'll get into him soon. And Christopher Crowe. Crow. Christopher Crowe. Hey, back, lad. Anyhow, it's based on The Last of the Mohicans, which was in 1826 novel, and it was made into a film, The Last of the Mohicans, based on a screenplay by Philip Dunn in 1936. Yes, so it has previous. Just before I get into about that, the very Mohican terms, there is in fact no indigenous Indian group of people called Mohicans, and this is what I mean when we say about based on historical information. There are, it's believed, where the term came from, there are two groups of Indians who have very similar names. They were the Mohicans and the Mohicans. They're very similar. So the Mohicans and the Mohicans, put them together and you get Mohicans. It's all there, isn't it? Yes. I thought I'd just throw that in. Okay. Yes. Now, it's produced by Michael Mann again and Hunt Lowry. Now, of course, it is inevitably directed by Michael Mann. Michael Mann is a very good director, very solid director indeed. I like his film Manhunt. Manhunter, 1986. It's a wonderful film. I always talk about Manhunter and Brian Cox's performance as Hannibal. Fantastic. Then he's really well known for this. Heat, 1995. You've got De Niro and Pacino together. Wonderful film, highly well thought of, and that is one of these films that people just talk about. He's a great director, and he uses his skills, I think, in a really great way in this film. We'll get into that as well eventually. I'll just go through the cast. It's inevitably, I think the film is dominated by the lead in so many ways. It is Daniel Day-Lewis playing Hawkeye. He's got a wonderful film history. He's retired now, in fact, as an actor, but he was going back right to Gandhi, and then that was 1982. My Left Foot, 1989. And of course, I love him in this role in The Name of the Father, 1993, which is about the convicted, wrongly convicted bombers, at the time in the 70s with the IRA. The film is about these and their fight for justice, these Irish people who get caught up in it and get sent to prison. It's an excellent film. It really is. And then he was involved in a Scorsese film, Gangs of New York, 2002. There Will Be Blood, of that title, 2007 is in that. And I think this is an interesting one. He played Abraham Lincoln in Lincoln 2012, which is a Spielberg film, which, I don't hear much about that film. Even I'm thinking, I don't remember that much. Spielberg directed this film about Abraham Lincoln, and apparently Daniel Day-Lewis' performance is amazing in this as Lincoln. What an actor. Anyhow, let's get further into it. The main female lead is Madeline Stowe. She plays Cora Monroe. Films I noticed that she was just in was that stuck out. Stakeout, 1987, and the film that I love. I always pick films that I love, of course. 12 Monkeys, yes, 1995. She was in that brilliant film. Can't talk enough about that film. Then we've got Russell Means playing Chingagook or something like that. I'm very good. I'll tell you he's not. But anyhow, yes. He's a political activist, actor, and writer. His most well-known film that I can see is a lot of TV kind of stuff, but Natural Born Killers, the Oliver Stone controversial film, 1994. And then we've got Eric Schwig playing Uncas. Canadian actor who is in an absolute stack of TV things. Then we've got Jodie May playing Alice Munro. She again is a British actress and just in a complete lots and lots of TV work. Steve Waddington plays Major Duncan Haywood. He's got a very crucial part in this film. He was in Breakdown, which is a talked about film, 1997. Sleepy Hollow, 1999. And The Imitation Game, 2014. And other films and other roles, but those that just stuck out. Then we've got the wonderful Peter Postlethwaite playing Captain Beans. Peter Postlethwaite is just an amazing actor who appeared in so many different roles. He was in Alien 3, which I really enjoy Alien 3. I know, don't hate me, from 1992. He was in The Name of the Rose. In The Name of the Father. I'm getting it wrong now. In The Name of the Father, 1993. Of course, that was the film that Daniel Day-Lewis was in. A brilliant performance. I remember him. He's the father in this film. A great role he plays in that. And he was in Brassed Off, which a lot of people really enjoy. I think it's an early role for Ewan McGregor in that. And it's a Yorkshire film, eh? Bayek, it's a Yorkshire film. So take note. Hey. And then Inception. He was in Inception, the Christopher Nolan film for 2010, which is, I really enjoy Inception. Great film. Then, just to add more to my geekdom fandom, Cole Meany plays Major Ambrose. Cole Meany, of course, if you're a Star Trek fan, you go, hey, Star Trek, yes, Star Trek Next Generation, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. What a legend he is. What a legend. But he's got, as an Irish, Anglo-Irish sort of films and that he's involved in, and American films, he's got a wonderful set of roles. But I have to always pull out one that's connected with me. He played one of my favourite football films because it's connected with my club, which he played The Damned United from 2008. And he played the manager of my club, Don Revie. I just have to throw that in, though you're probably wondering what the hell is he going on about. Yes, so I'll better get on with a bit more about this film. Right. Now, it is, as I say, based on a historical story about it's set in 1757, and in the colonies in the Americas, Canada, we've got the French and the British basically fighting each other over control. This is before, of course, American independence, which doesn't come till 1776. And of course, the French get their own problems, as we know, with the French Revolution in 1789. Yes, trouble at mill there, man. Yeah, so this is the background. And in this story, we've got the French Indian War as the background. They call them Indians, indigenous people. But that was what was going on in this period of time. And the British, of course, were involved, tinkering around, trying to, in fact, a lot of the indigenous people supported the British because they saw them treating them and having better rights than the French or the colonists, Americans, that would emerge, which is an interesting thought again in history. Yes. So the story really, it's got really two levels. We've got the background, we've got the epic story of what is going on in the battles, but it is also really a love story about fitting in as well. Who fits in where, in cultures. The British officer's daughter, he's got two daughters, but the one that it really sort of centres on is, in fact, Cora Munro, and she develops a relationship. There's an instant attraction with Hawkeye, who Daniel Day-Lewis plays, and he's a white man who has been adopted by the Mohicans, and it's a great role that he plays in this. He's there as a heroic figure to some extent. He's protecting the rights of his, trying to keep them not involved with the machinations of war, and he's a real heroic figure, and she falls in love with him, and all this is going on. We've got lots of battles going on, people betraying each other, people really cultures clashing with each other, understanding each other, and there's a lot of courage involved as well. People sacrificing themselves. It's a very interesting look at war. It really is, and all this you have to put down in the essay. In essence, a lot of stories are like this. You have a love story, a romantic story, and then outside we get what is going on in the context of their relationship, and this is all the setting of this. It's beautifully filmed, and it feels like an epic, real epic throwback kind of film, and that is just amazing. It's the location filming. All this wonderful location filming was done in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful to look at, and you get the atmosphere. Absolutely. Michael Mann does such a great job in giving that epic feel, that widescreen, wonderful vision of a beautiful film. And the ending is a good, positive ending in many ways, even though it's sad. It is a sad ending, but it's positive as well. There's a sadness with some happiness there. So we finish on a positive note. But the costumes, the acting, the stunt work, amazing. Absolutely amazing. This film is highly recommended. It really is. Thank you, Sean, for sending it to me. Here it is again. Amazing cover. It is, in fact, an Arrow video release from 2019. But it's one where it's a vanilla release. There is no... There's a disc. There's no extras on this. But I enjoyed it. And I was able to do quite a bit of research as well around it. And I loved all the history about this sort of colonial era. It's fantastic. But yeah, highly recommended. And it's a great transfer. It looks fantastic. And that's it. Yes, another of my reviews. So if you're new to the channel, I'm thinking, crikey, what's he going on about? Well, please subscribe. And then you'll find out even more of these videos. I'll probably want to know. But yeah, we'll let you know. And I do all sorts of things. And you'll see, just have a look. And there you are. And if you like this video, please give it a like. It helps with algorithms so that more people perhaps will say, hey, that looks interesting. Or perhaps they won't. And that's good because it all costs note. So please, it costs note. You can't say fairer than that. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments. It's really grand, I'll tell you. It really is. I love them. And that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.